I want to talk about something today that's near and dear to my heart. Are you a giver or a taker? And I'm not just talking about financially when I say giver or taker. I'm talking about financially, with your time, with your talents, everything. You know, when you are with someone, I want you to think about this. When you are having a conversation with someone, when you walk away from that conversation, do you feel drained or uplifted? Did that person breathe life into you, or did they take everything from you and you have no need of associating with them again? Uh, Ask yourself, are you that person? You know, when you are in a conversation with someone, do you talk the whole time? The entire time? Do you talk, and you don't engage by listening and asking questions and connecting with them? You know, there's an old saying, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And it's so true because, you know, they're not going to listen to us until we show that we are truly interested in them. So once people know you're truly interested in them, then they start opening up to you. Then it can be a two-way conversation. But I know I've been engaged in conversations before where, you know, the whole time the person is a taker, a taker, a taker, a taker. And when I leave, I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that's over with. I got nothing out of that. And what I mean by that is, you know, they didn't say, how are you doing? What's going on in your life? It's got to be a two-way street. So ask yourself that. Another thing, you know, with your definitely been most of my life, I never had the finances to help someone financially, but I would always, you know, like if I'm in a restaurant and you know, with a waitress that was amazing or a waiter, and you know, maybe I couldn't give them a large tip, but they were worthy of one, but I gave them what I could, and then I overflowed them with amazing words. You know, I gave them my talent, which is words of encouragement, and said, you know, you are above and beyond any waiter I've ever had. You were outstanding. Has anyone ever told you that you're like amazing with people? And you know what? Those words to that person probably meant more to that person than the, you know, $5 or $10 tip. Think about that in your life. At some point in your life, has someone said some words to you that broke all kinds of beliefs that you had about yourself, overcame fears because of their words, their belief in you? Don't you think that's more valuable even than monetary value, right? So don't ever underestimate when you can't give financially the way you want to, but you have a giving heart, you're a giver. Then you give with your words, you give with your time, you give with your affirmations and your love. So don't ever forget that. I want you to look at your life and also ask, you know, has there been a lot of conflict with you and relationships, a lot of conflict with you and different people? And if you've noticed that in your life, instead of looking outward to figure out, you know, what's wrong with those people, I want you to look inward and say, you know, if this pattern keeps happening, what is it that I'm believing about myself? What fears and insecurities and victim mentality am I bringing to the table? That maybe entitlement, someone owes me, they shouldn't treat me this way. Did they know, you know, who I am and what good things I do? Like, do they, like those feelings. So start looking inward when you feel like there's a lot of conflict in your life. Stop always looking outward and start evaluating what it is in you that maybe you've brought from your past that is causing bad relationships. Because 90% of the time, if you keep having conflict and repetitive bad relationships, it's typically something within. And it may be something that you're in total denial about. And you may need to have someone to help you break through, but you need to get the help you need because you don't want to always be a taker. You want to learn to be a giver. And you can't be a giver when you have a lot of victim mentality, entitlement mentality. People owe you. What's wrong with everybody else? You know, we're not perfect. In fact, look, I broke a nail. I'm not perfect. We're not perfect. And we've got to quit thinking that everyone else needs to be perfect, but we're not. And so learn to forgive other people because it's for you. When you forgive, it's for you. It's not for them. It's for you. So learn to forgive so that you can move on. And learn to be a giver in everything. You know, I can financially now give gifts like I want to give and help people. And if you want to, you know, I do a lot of workshops, and people, you know, have sometimes a hang up about earning money because they think it's wrong. But if you have a good heart and you're a giver when you have nothing or you have very little, you'll be a giver when you have plenty. And it's not going to change you if you don't want it to change you. Always remember where you come from. Stay humble. Be vulnerable. Be real with people. Connect with people. Love on people. And you will get the blessing from that. You know, money is not an issue unless it's a lack of, which has been pretty much my whole life. But when you have, you know, more time in your life to give, and you have more time to use your talent, more time to use your resources, and you have more money to help people with, then none of that's an issue, and because you can just give freely without it all being about you and your bank account and your time. So I hope this has helped you a little bit today. You will earn respect as a leader and as a person when you have a giving mentality instead of a taking mentality. You know, it takes very little effort to smile at someone and just to say, I hope you're having a great day, you're doing a great job. That takes very little effort. It did not cost you anything, and it can go so far with people. And you're the one that gets the blessing. You know, they may come back to you in a month or a year and say, you know what, that day that you said that to me, you wouldn't believe what I was going through that day, but it brought my day up. So just learn to start being a giver with your words, and you will notice the blessings in your life. So hope this helped. Be a giver, not a taker.